Hey guys, welcome to the Step Outside YouTube channel. If you want to see catches like this, stick around, like and subscribe. Here's what's coming up. Hey team, have you ever been marlin fishing? Well, if you haven't, make sure you put it on the bucket list. A lot of fun. The general etiquette, you catch a fish, take a photo, release it. But there are those times if you're using live bait, the marlin will come up and take that live bait down into their gullet. 9 times out of 10 they're going to die. You can try and revive and release, but they'll sink down to the bottom. So why not bring the fish home and cook him up? They are terrific tucker. This particular black marlin is around 35 kilos in weight. I've taken the head, the gills, the gut and the tail off and just brought back home the trunk. Now yes, you can fillet this whole fish up, which I will do later, but I'm just going to show you guys how to do the shoulder because the shoulder offers so much meat, enough to feed an army. All I'm going to do is cut down the top here and take off that top loin kind of muscle. Great for kebabs, great for curries, or even a fish burger. Let's get into it.
So the knife of choice that I like to use is the Kershaw K Texture. It's 9.5 inches long and it's a perfect fillet knife. Just run the first couple of inches of the blade along the top of the fish, between the backbone, dorsal fin, and of course the top end of the fillet. From there, get right down towards the tail section. Come back up to the top, use the full length of the blade now, sawing across the bone and take it back out. From here, we're going to run along the lateral line. Again, now we insert the knife even further. Being so sharp, it just glides straight through the skin and the meat right down again to the tail. You're basically running just along the inside edge of the backbone. And from now, you'll be able to lift that fillet up perfectly. Look at that. So much meat on the fillet, not much left on the frame. Now, once you've got your fillet off the fish frame, what are you going to do with it? Well, we need to take the skin off it. Using the same knife, what I like to do here is flick it over, cut a little bit of tag end off the end, gives you some grip. Then from there, saw on a very slight angle from the tail, going with the grain towards the front of the fish, just like that. Slight motions of going backwards and forwards with the knife. If you go on too much of an angle, you'll cut through the skin. You don't want to do that. Now, once you've done it, have a look at that. No skin left, no bone. Give it a trim up. Take away any bloodline that you don't want on there. It can be very overpowering and strong. Remember to bleed the fish when you catch it as well.
Now how good is that fillet? Just one ginormous slab of fish flesh. There's so many different things you can do. Starting at the tail section here, we're going to cut it down here and then cut that in half. 2 beautiful fillets of that. As we head further up to the central parts of this fillet, it would look more like an eye fillet of steak that you buy at the butcher. And the top end, it really starts to spread out. So for me, that's more like the sirloin cut. So I'm going to cut that on the angle. Let's get into the cutting. Look at these little eye fillet pieces. These are my favorite. Absolutely love them. And of course, for my burgers, it's hard to go past that sirloin style of cut. But off that one shoulder piece, I got 25 portions, 25 individual pieces, depending on the thickness of the cut. Double that up for the other side of the fish, there's 50 portions. And of course, the underside, you could easily get 75 or maybe even pushing it to 100 portions. It's 100 people being fed off that one small fish. So the next time, if you are heading out there and one does die, you gut hook it, don't waste it, bring it back and cut it up. It also, you could use a wahoo, again, a long fish, nice shoulder across the top, Any long elongated fish is going to produce something just as good as this.
Now here's some tips for filleting a marlin. Bleed and ice the fish once it's caught. A long-bladed sharp knife is a necessity and cut it from the head down to the tail. When skinning, keep the fillet flat and remove the bloodlines before portioning up.
And of course, thanks for watching Step Outside YouTube channel for lots of cooking and fishing action. Like, subscribe, and of course comment for more catches like this and cooking recipes.